Dan, I wanted to circle back and talk about Lot's wife, because we had previously mentioned that it seemed unfair that God had smitten her and turned into a pillar of salt. But I think there's more in the story that can make sense of what happened to her, rather than just assuming God was a jerk. I think a couple things are true, but I think the thing that is most true about this is that she was likely a victim of her own bad behavior, and I'll explain that now. So first, remember they were warned to leave quickly in Genesis 19:16, lest they be caught up in the destruction. So the destruction was imminent and happening now, and if they tarried, if they waited there, they would have been caught up in it. All right. Now, why were they waiting there? I think it's possible that they were there because his wife wasn't ready to go or didn't want to go, or maybe she was trying to get other family members. It seems from the story that she was a native of Sodom. So she probably had family and friends there. She probably didn't want to leave, or she wasn't ready to leave yet. And so she was the reason why they were stuck there. Also, when it says that she looked back, the word used also shows up in Psalm 92:11 and Isaiah 22:8. And while we translate it as look, typically it's used to refer to looking desirably or to looking lustfully at something. So it's not just that she looked and she saw, it's that she looked back in desire, but there's more than just her desire to remain in Sodom. It says that she looked back from behind him. In the text, it just says she looks back. But in the Hebrew text, it says she looked back from behind him, mihachari. So it says not that she just looked back, but she looked back in desire from behind the Lot, meaning she was probably still trailing behind Lot, away from the pack, and she got caught up accidentally in the destruction, which was exactly what they warned them not to do. Right. And she did it, and she was a victim of her own behavior. All right, so I think the clue that I'm looking for is in verse 26, and it says that she looked back, but that's not really what it says. It says his wife looked from behind him. It doesn't say she looked back. The actual wording here is mahira, which means from. That's a preposition. Mi is from. Achar, it means after or behind. And then ira means him. So it literally says his wife looked from behind him, meaning she was literally behind Lot when she looked.
Okay.
And if you remember, the angel of the Lord says, you must hurry so that you do not get swept away in the destruction. And then remember, they tarried there, they waited, they lingered there. Were they lingering because Lot's wife didn't want to leave? And then another wrinkle, Lot's wife was probably from Sodom. We're never told anywhere that he met his wife outside of Sodom. So I think, one, she was probably from Sodom. She probably had friends and family there. She probably didn't want to leave. And then when they do leave, somehow it looks like she's trailing behind the rest of the family. And so it sounds to me not like God smote her into a pillar of salt. It sounds to me like she lingered too far behind and then was accidentally caught up in the destruction. I think she just got swept away. She didn't heed the warning, and she got caught up in the destruction.
Yeah.
It could have been that they were just outside the blast radius, except for her.
Right.
Remember, the town was, according to what we find in archaeology, the town was basically completely wiped off the map by a meteor. And I'm sure there was, shrapnel and superheated parts of Earth just strewn about. I think she got caught up, man.
That's an interesting point.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, I like it.